buds in the
This is a
spring.
peaceful neighborhood.
This is an auspicious era for humanity.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter!
The wind rises.
Yeah! Scatter! Scatter!
Behold!
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
The wind rises.
Skyward! Scatter!
Wangshu, do you remember this place, Grit? Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into... I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. I'll come with. Hyman's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living...
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon,
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with the Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn.
a cloud retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so...
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional... Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay? Back then...
Perhaps this conversation should end here. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her...
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness. Huh. So what Shinjo said was true! You did fall ill! Was that... I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in... One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now, and it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember any? I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was...
the recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding it.
Next location. Next location. There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh! Paimon's got it! Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today! At this...
Behold!
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward!
Squall and Fury!
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
Scatter!
Gotcha!
How amusing.
The hunted becomes the hunted.
Do you remember anything?
Let me think. I feel, but I don't think I stayed here too long.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some street snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you! Then Paimon will help us out.
Yeah! Scatter!
Squall and Fury.
Skyward! Scatter!
The wind rises.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but I remember that night. I remember falling to my I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my...
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and eventually the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, but you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than...
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, all right. Let's not stand around.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyu Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor. Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new.
as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity. The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them?
Yeah! Skyward!
Does this place feel familiar to you, Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of... But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave... But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others. I'm sorry to disappoint you too. It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait. Thank you. If only I... Huh? That way. What's that mountain? Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle. Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong. Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't... Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiar...
It does, but
Are you feeling unwell?
My head... It feels all... Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do...
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Yeah! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter!
Squall and Fury!
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Here.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax, and even enter a soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, we could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved Paimon a lot of...
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device we Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have...
Paimon thinks she gets it.
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying...
And you and I, is the It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew. But this is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar. Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full... You already knew each other?
Yes.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is... I'm so sorry, everyone. It's all come back to me now. The most
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot...
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly some time ago. I made a terrible
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence, though she never took me on as a formal disciple. I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or knew it, I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, she was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like but I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the... She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast...
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia. Was it because of
Grandpa? Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. But although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash.
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes. But I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't...
Granny!
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea-pill... Master... Don't...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's...
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what...
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When?
Perhaps it is now time for one...
Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Yeah! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Hurrah! Yeah!
truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered unwilling to begrudge someone of such character. One decided to overlook his aforementioned, wishing to grant you a life without regrets. One gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success?
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter!
Stray clouds converge!
Skyward! Scatter!
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. Sad godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to... One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully to see you happy.
Yeah! Skyward!
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Yeah! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Hit! Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because one had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuendai. One recognized you. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience.
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about—
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, 'tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, it's... One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains...
Thank you. I just...
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition. 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped...
So, what's gonna happen?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than— I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. Granny? Please don't leave, okay? Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my... That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself...
I always believed we would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, Words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled... Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel... a little better. Thanks. Madam Adeptus? Could I,
Oh, and have you reasons?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt rude, but without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought I could become a cool Adeptus like you, and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean... Master.
Shuyu, are you sure Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret? We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shuyu shall have the honor of becoming one.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace, yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Gone. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's... One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is... just a bit shocked.
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise, one will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid...
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we...
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide... One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor and...
A sensible plan. See... Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Awesome! that we tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up. So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna tell the other adept?
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Those two old fossils will discover it, I am sure, should they come seeking. Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however, I find myself caring little for how they shall receive this news.
By the way, Shuyu, we have a friend who helped us learn a lot of information about your granny. Is it okay if we tell him the full story?
Sure. I don't think Granny would mind. As long as you don't tell... I don't think she'd want too many people to know. They might go to Mount Outsong and start bugging her about it. Granny needs to focus on her training, you know? But telling a friend...
No worries. Our friend can keep a secret.
Yeah! Skyward!
Behold!
We meet again, dear friends.
Great! And it's all
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that most could not hope to understand. Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common purpose, thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep the... We meet again, dear friends.
great! And it...
Ah, I see. Thank goodness for that. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending. Thank you for helping.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my... In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never.
We're here, Clow! Miss Shenyan, what are you guys arguing?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that.
Hear that?
Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to an—
Whoa, 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 whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new resident.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Shoo-you! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hard.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of...
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Now, this expert you mentioned.
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhang Li, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and... Mr. Zhang Li, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhangli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such
So you two are...
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrate...
You are too kind, Mr. Zhangli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhangli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be
A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities...
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhangli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun... I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhangli...
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, it struck. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind...
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhangli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion. Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large...
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer...
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing...
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true. Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for—
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on that.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion.
Oh? What occasion?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh! Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is
a humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhang.
That should be everyone, right? Let's...
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even...
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
I think I may have fleed you at people with
pasture.
Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity. If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop a while at one's abode for some repose and conversation. The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them? Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity. The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them? If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop a while at one's abode for some repose and conversation. The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them? Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity. If you are presently unoccupied,
Shine down! There is no escape!
Gather!
Strike a pose! Commit it to memory! Yeah! Yeah! Grow, grow, grow! Yeah! Ah!
Stabilize!
Shine down!
Commit it to memory! Yeah! Yeah! Ah!
Gather!
There is no escape!
Shower me with... Grow, grow, grow! I see everything!
Stabilize!
Yoo-hoo!
Illusion shattered!
Solidify!
Let's wait for you. Yeah! Commit it to memory.
Shine down!
Crumble!
Let's wait for you.
Stabilize!
There is no escape!
Get down to business. Busted. Squall and Fury. I'm ready. You're dead. The wind rises.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
It's my lucky day.
Quietly now.
Squall and Fury.